Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real-life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. You know, it talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamoshenzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, Custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show. It's time to give a shout out to our official sponsor of The Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mian Moshe Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, then you'll love Missing by Mian Moshe Zia. Available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. It takes place in 4 countries with 2 strangers and 1 target where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first to go missing. It's available in paperback and ebook on Amazon. Missing by Mian Moshe Zia has garnered great reviews and is even loved by Hollywood celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today. Order Missing by Mian Moshe Zia, now available at Amazon.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition rate. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, it's time to give a shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mian Moshe Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mian Moshe Zia. Available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, and 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first to go missing. It's available in paperback and ebook on Amazon. Missing by Mian Moshe Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved by Hollywood celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today before it goes missing by Mian Moshe Zia, available on Amazon. Also, The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, and Apple. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn. Heard worldwide on Geo7, Radio Public, Himalaya, and more. Take The Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel And follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today, and support the Mike Wagner Show on PayPal as well, too. Go to PayPal.com/Mike Wagner Voiceover, also Anchor FM /support, and also check out the Mike Wagner Show merchandise store at Amazon.com/The Mike Wagner Show, and our sponsor, Me Emotions, with all kinds of goodies, great gift ideas, and more. Amazon.com/Me Emotions. He's back by popular demand, the very, very talented singer, songwriter, also director as well, too. We talked last on the program. It was about the Gilligan's Island Manifesto, and also we had some experience as well, too, talking about some of the other works he has done as well, too. And he's also been in a lot. He's also had been in, produced The War on Kids, The War on Drugs, Ickland, and, of course, a lot more. We'll recap some of those. And we're also here to talk about his latest band called The Love Kills Theory. And it's from Happy Suicide Jim. We'll be playing Found in just a minute. Live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studio somewhere in sunny California. Backed by popular demand, the very, very multi-talented Cevin Soling. Kevin, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us once again.
Hey, I really appreciate you having me back again.
Well, it's great to have you on as well, too. We talked about the Gilligan's Island Manifesto. We also talked about the war on drugs, and also Ickland, and a lot more. You also have a new project with the Love Kills Theory, and it's called Found from Happy Suicide Jim. And, of course, that's been going on throughout most of the music charts. And before we get into all that, once again, quickly, tell us how I got started, Kevin.
How I got started in music?
In your career, first of all. It can be film, it can be music, it can be just in general. So just a very quick recap.
Wow. Wouldn't really know how to begin with how I got started. I guess just always had a passion for the arts, and wanting to I guess infuse it with some level of content that isn't always present in what's there. Certainly grew up idolizing the Beatles, and that was sort of like an impossible aspiration to achieve anything on that level, but it was inspirational nonetheless. And so was wanting to contribute to the arts, and have something to say in the process as well.
Mm-hmm. And also, too, in terms of films, you also directed a short animated Boris the Dog, also won an award, and also you did You're in Good Health, the War on Drugs, Hole in the Head, War on Kids, Ickland, and also Gilligan's Island Manifesto, which we talked about. Maybe just hit upon some of your film works along with the Gilligan Island Manifesto, which I thought was really good.
Yeah, the Gilligan Manifesto is a great movie. So the Gilligan Manifesto was this documentary that showed that during the height of the Cold War, one of the most popular programs on television depicted 7 Americans having constructed this perfect Marxist society, and in most of the episodes, the conflict was that something would destabilize. There'd be some introduction of some form of democratic capitalism that would destabilize the serenity of the island, and then they'd have to return to Marxism by the end of it, where everything, harmony and everything would be restored. But they'd practice with democratic governance or something to that effect, and chaos would break out. Most people remember that their episodes involved some kind of escape, but there were a number of episodes like that, but most of them involved some kind of conflict from some type of something from the world of democracy and capitalism. So it was a very subversive show, and the documentary shows that this was actually intentional.
I kind of imagine like Gilligan and Skipper going at it as well too in terms of political realm. It's like, hey, Captain, what do we got here? Come on, little buddy, I'm going to take that from you. So, little petty fights like that. And also you got, Mr. Howell and his wife, or was it Thurston Howell III, symbolizing capitalism, maybe taking it to like a whole new level, and also Professor Marianne.
They all do. They're all, you have the movie star and everything. But the point of the show is that they all become better off in this communist world. I mean, it's an idealized form of communism. It's not anything, and it's not even showing that communism is practical or real, but it shows that the ideals of of it, can lead to something constructive. And in this case, they become, whole human beings as opposed to just the symbol of wealth. And Howell becomes, part of a community where he's valued and where he feels like a human being as opposed to, just an exploiter. So it's that's kind of the transformation that takes place in that idealized depiction of a Marxist society.
And also, I think we also touch a bit on some of your other films, and maybe you can just tell us a little about those. And if you have any other film projects coming up as well, too, you can talk about those as well.
Yeah, sure. I mean, on the film front, so the War on Kids was one of my most successful one. That's I got on did the talk show circuit for that and was on Colbert and a whole bunch of other shows and stuff, and that was about the dysfunction in our education system. Did another one on Iklan, which was this tribe that had been described as the worst people in the world, and I tracked them down in Uganda. And actually, what was interesting on that one, so I was living, in literally the bush, what they call the bush, which was off the grid. There was no contact with the outside world, and I was deep in the nether regions of Uganda, and I'd been working on the music on this record, and it was right when I got to the very top of Mount Morongule, which is where the Ick live. I actually finished I came up with the lyrics of to the title track. It was completely no relation to being there or anything like that, but but I had time to sort of think and work things out, and as soon as I got there in my journal, I wrote the words to to the title track of The Love Kills Theory, which is this song, The Love Kills Theory. And that was I'd always wanted to have a band that had a song that, like the band Bad Company has a song Bad Company. The Monkees have Hey Hey We're the Monkees, but it's not similar kind of thing. Wang Chung had Wang. So I just thought there was something really really comical and sort of funny and tongue in cheek about a band having a song with that's titled the band name, and the words came while working on that movie. So there's a little tie-in back to the music. So the music and film were things I've been doing simultaneously. So I had a band before The Love Kills Theory, which was called the Neanderthal Sponge Cake. And that was a sort of tongue-in-cheek nod at the 60s garage bands. And so we had a garage band sound. Like there would be bands like the Strawberry Alarm Clock and Ultimate Spinach that have these silly names. And so so we called
Ultimate
ourselves
Spinach. I love that. I mean, I'm sure Popeye will go for that. Ultimate Spinach.
They're actually, the name is silly, but they're actually a pretty good band. I mean, the records I think are hard to find, but I tracked them down because the name was so great, and I listened. I was like, wow, this is actually. I mean, it's kind of it's trippy and out there stuff, but it's but there's real musical skills. The band had talent. But yeah, so it was in the spirit of that, and there's another band, Louis XIV, that kind of is doing that. Ended up doing that sound, too. They did it really well. Currently, that's around now. That sort of modern day garage with that kind of attitude and that they used to have back then of but then The Love Kills Theory was sort of is a very different project from that one, and this one was conceived as a much more ambitious and serious effort.
Mm-hmm. And before we talk about The Love Kills Theory, you also were in a group called When Pigs Fly, and you can tell us about that. And do pigs actually fly, in your opinion?
In this case, they do. So yeah. So I, in addition to playing music, I do music production as well. And I had this great idea to try to track down, to get established artists, people that everyone knows, and to have them do the least likely cover song, that one could imagine. And so I had like Don Ho doing Shock the Monkey, and I got Devo to do Crosby, Stills and Nash, just things that you would never expect. And Herman's Hermits, I got them to do White Wedding, Billy Idol's White Wedding, and and it was a lot of fun. And I play on some of the tracks, do some of the backing, a few of them, just the ones where I was dealing with crooners like Don Ho. But for the most part, the bands played. But if it was just someone who's known for singing, then I might have had an opportunity to add a track or something. But by and large, it was, just involved on the production side.
And of course, I noticed too that "Unforgettable" was sang by Annie DeFranco and Jackie Chan. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, that was incredible. That was a lot of fun. So I mean, Annie did her part in Buffalo, and then so they weren't in the studio together. And then I went to Hong Kong and worked with Jackie Chan there. And Jackie that was such a pleasure. It was such a blast and so much fun working with him. I was kind of surprised that he that they agreed and everything, but it was great. It was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. And it sounds like a lot of fun, too. I'll talk about the love kills theory in just 1 minute. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition way. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention The Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, time to give a shout out to our official sponsor of The Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mia Mohsen Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Mohsen Zia. Available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, and 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love be the first to go missing. It's available on paperback and ebook on Amazon. Missing by Mia Mohsen Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved by Hollywood celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today before it goes missing by Mia Mohsen Zia. Available on Amazon. Also, The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, and Apple. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn. Heard worldwide on Geo7, Radio Public, Himalaya, and more. Take The Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. And follow The Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And show your support for The Mike Wagner Show by supporting at paypal.com/Mike Wagner Voiceover and on Anchor FM/support. Also check out the Amazon.com store under Mia Mohsen Zia for all kinds of great gift ideas. And for t-shirts and more, check out the Amazon store at Amazon.com/The Mike Wagner Show. We're here with the multi-talented Cevin Soling here on The Mike Wagner Show. We talked about, did a recap on the Gilligan Manifesto, along with some of his other films, including Boris the Dog, You're in Good Health, the war on drugs, war on kids, Ickland, and more. And we also talk about his amazing music career with the Neanderthal Sponge Cake, When Pigs Fly, and more. And maybe talk about, first of all, we talked about how you got started in film, and how'd you first get started in music, first of all, before we talk about Love's Kill Theory?
Well, music, I like I said, I'd always, loved the Beatles, and that actually, kind of kept me from learning to play, because I never thought I'd do anything on that level. But so I taught myself engineering, because I thought that would be a way in. But this was during, at a very young age. I was very into electronics and built all sorts of, crazy devices in, elementary school, junior high, and so I was building some weird stuff and creating, crazy sounds and things like that, because I loved sound. But it was, finally, when I got off to college, I taught myself how to play guitar and immediately started a band and started playing. And that was, the Neanderthal Sponge Cake. And, that was really how it started. So because I was self-taught, I'd never really learned how to play, other people's, well, at that time, I never learned how to play other people's songs. I just immediately started, I'd learn a few chords and I'd start writing songs, right from the get-go. I was, so I'd write my own music from, pretty much day one of teaching myself how to, how to play guitar, and, then, learned other instruments as well after that. But that was really how it began, was just teaching myself how to play and putting together songs and then playing them out and recording. Because I already knew, had some skills in the studio just from that.
Mm-hmm. And who are some of your other favorite artists besides the Beatles?
Wow. So contemporary or middle? I mean, there's a whole range of stuff. I love Gang of Four. Love Echo and the Bunnymen.
My favorite.
Kate Bush. so I'm dating, going back to some of the older bands, but around the new wave era. But those are still, some of my favorites. Are around that time.
Okay. And also the Love Kills theory, and you got into that starting in 2007. And maybe you can just tell us how you got that formed as well, too. And you also have your album called Happy Suicide Jim, and maybe just tell us about that.
So after doing the Neanderthal Sponge Cake, I started working on a bunch of songs. The Neanderthal Sponge Cake, it was sort of tragic the way that kind of fell apart. The bass player got some dream gig, and the drummer lost, got the place he was living got condemned, and he had to move away. And this is right on, when I'd met the president of Universal, Monty Littman, had invited me into his office, and he was, had been tracking the band, and he was really excited about how things were progressing with us, and he just reached out because he was, he'd followed the charts, and we were charting on the radio and stuff, and record sales and things, and so things were going well, and he was he was on top of it, and then the band fell apart.
Oh my gosh.
It was just like, so it was kind of a heartbreak, but so I put together, sort of a band in between while I was working on songs that was called The Fifth Dementia.
Oh my God. Up and away.
So the fifth, not to mention the Fifth Dementia.
I know, I'm kidding.
So we just, it's the Fifth Dementia. We just sort of played around New York while I was writing some songs, but they were, they were nice guys and everything like that. But while I was writing new songs and stuff, I wanted to, I had enough of a reputation that I was able to cherry pick anyone I wanted to play with, and I there were a number of people who I both really liked and got along with, and reached out to them about if they wanted to, assemble a band with me, and they were all down and excited, which certainly was an honor because these are really talented people, and. But with the record, I didn't want to record until I had, I wanted to do something that was, that was really meaningful and have a theme to the record. And Tears for Fears had done this album, their very first album, which was called The Hurting. I always thought maybe they didn't quite have it, fully realized, but I always, but to me it meant a lot because I assumed that it was like this concept, and they were fans of Arthur Janov, who's this pop psychologist, who had, introduced primal scream therapy that John Lennon had gone through, and He also influenced, the Tears for Fears, and the name of the band comes from, writing and the song Shout and all that stuff. But their first album is their best, far and away their best. I've always been sort of, they've done some good stuff afterwards, but nothing on the level of that first record. But the first record, everything is, they kind of view society and different attributes of the world and culture through this lens of what the album is called, The Hurting, through this lens. And I was like, I want to try something like that, and so I developed this whole concept of the love kills theory. And I explain it in the song "The Love Kills Theory," so that there's hand holding going on there as far as what it is. But the name itself comes from there's this social critic, Neil Postman, who had done this sort of analysis of he wrote this book called "Amusing Ourselves to Death," and in it he mentions in the introduction how there are two interpretations of dystopia, and he says how in 1984, you have George Orwell, who shows how the individual is destroyed by all the things that you hate, which is the oppression and just poverty and just the misery of that is associated with that kind of autocratic construct of that kind of repressive society. And he says that Brave New World, Aldous Huxley depicts the opposite, where it's still a dystopia, but everyone has the capacity to indulge in anything they want. You have people and you have what he describes as a trivial culture, that everyone can get what they want, but existence has no meaning. It's just filled with self-indulgence, and there's no there's no purpose to people's lives, and even with access to everything that satisfies us, there's still, there isn't happiness. I mean, it's conditioned, whatever satisfaction it is, in that, and that is, sort of where the name comes from. The love kills theory is that, we're about being killed by the things, destroyed by the things that you love, and it's sort of a representation to a certain degree of culture today, in that we have greater access than we ever did to to things that we that we want, and but that's only a fraction of it. Then I also added something called that the biologists today have been looking into or associate this combination of sociology and biology, which is something they call the evolution of despair, and that's the rise in incidence of depression, dramatic rise, which they associate and attribute to the movement of civilization away from tribal societies, and where everyone knows each other, and there are small communities, and they're tight-knit relationships to cities and societies where people have few contacts with one another. I mean, I remember just in the one building I was living in New York City, I didn't even know my next door neighbor for however many years I was living there. So you have the evolution of despair, and then there was this group, the situationists, that kind of had their own language and talk about commodity fetishism and the alienation associated with that, and so it was a combination of all these different things that seemed to me to describe a lot of what was going on in culture today. And so the Happy Suicide Jim, it was a nod to Jim Jones and the suicide cult, although many of the people were murdered, but that's a whole other story. But it's the thought is, instead of having a birthday cake, that Jim Jones had a suicide cake, and so it's the joke there. But it's all about our society celebrating our own path to self-destruction. That it's it's a suicidal cult that is society, but it's also one that's celebrating as we go down.
Mm-hmm. And it sounds like, too, when you talk about, Happy Suicide Jim, having a birthday cake, then you end up dying. I'm sure it came with the Kool-Aid, laced with cyanide, too. That had to be a nice treat, and saying, Happy Suicide, it's been fun.
Yeah, that's that. I mean, that's sort of the the little humor there is the Happy Suicide, and to drive home to make it clear that it was Jim Jones. That's where the Kool-Aid guy comes in, and of course, as the tie-in.
Imagine the Kool-Aid man, it goes, oh yeah, funk. and of course, speaking of Happy Suicide Jim, we're going to play Found from the Love Kills Theory in just 1 minute. You listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by our official sponsor, the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Motionzia of Missing, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. We'll be back with Cevin Soling of The Love Kills Theory, playing Found after this timeout on the Mike Wagner Show.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host, and I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People, based on a real-life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. It talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mia Motionzia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on over 30 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, Apple, and more. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn, where The Mike Wagner Show interviews great guests, cool conversation, lots of laughs, coffee, and more. Take The Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device, subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow The Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today.
Hey, this is Ray Powers. And if there's one thing you can count on in these unpredictable times, it's that you're in good hands getting some great radio, courtesy of The Mike Wagner Show.
We are back with Cevin Soling here on the Mike Wagner Show. We talked early. He was previously on the show talking about Gilligan Manifesto along with his other films, and also talking about some music as well too. But right now, here is from The Love Kills Theory from Happy Suicide Jim. Here's found on the Mike Wagner Show. Great song. That was found from The Love Kills Theory from Happy Suicide Jim here on the Mike Wagner Show. And of course, where can we find this great song at? And is there anything you want to add about that song?
Yeah, it actually, it's sort of funny. So the album was recorded up in Buffalo. We had we rehearsed, and the keyboard player lives up there, and he had a barn, so it was a great place where we could rehearse. And then he was buddies with the Goo Goo Dolls, and it just there was a lot of convenience there, and we cut the record up in Buffalo. But then I wrote that song, and I was like, oh man, this is too good. And and that was actually recorded in New York, where I was living, and I got the guys back to come to New York to cut that one, because it was I was like, this is great, this song is special, and it has to be on the record. So it was the last song on the album, and it was the only one not it was recorded in a different studio, but it was I knew at the time that the song was special, and the guys did too, and we just worked it out, and it just came out great.
It sounds great as well too. And where can we find the Love Kills Theory and your other works at?
You can, there's only 3 tech companies left or something. You can get it on Amazon, you can get it on iTunes, you can, hear it on Pandora, you can hear it, whatever, Spotify, every major digital distributor and outlet and whatever, you can get it there. If, when record stores open again, it should be at wherever my distributor gets it to, which is however many record stores are left, it should be available in those, and at least there you get to appreciate the artwork of the CD, and you get the lyrics too, from the booklet, but otherwise you get it anywhere online. It's everywhere.
That's amazing as well too. And once again, we're with Cevin Soling of the Love Kills Theory here on the Mike Wagner Show. A very big thank you for your time, Cevin. It's always a great pleasure to have you on, and don't forget to keep us up there with all kinds of projects, and just a couple more things here. What can we expect from you in 2021 and beyond, Cevin?
We're working on another Love Kills Theory album. We've got a whole bunch of I've got a whole bunch of demos that I need to properly record, and reached out to the rest of the guys, and they're all excited, and everyone's ready to play. And then I've got another new film working on, which is one that deals with the summer of 1966, and that movie's called The Summer of Hate, and that one shows is the whole landscape of dysfunction that was the United States that year, which different kind of dysfunction than this year, but an interesting year nonetheless.
Mm-hmm. And, of course, we're all looking forward to that. Make sure you keep us up to date. And once again, Cevin Soling of the Love Kills Theory and the Mike Wagner Show, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely great. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor, keep us up to date. Love you back on in 2021 and beyond. And once again, tell us about your upcoming projects, what's your website, how people contact you, where can people purchase or listen to your music or check out your movies.
You can go to the record company is Xemu, Xemu, so you go to Xemu.com. At some point I need to update my own website, which is kevinsoling.com, but that's Kevin with a C. Best place for updates on the record and things like that is Xemu, Xemu.com.
We're certainly looking forward to it. Once again, Cevin, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely great. Great to hear from you. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor. Keep us up to date. Love you back on in 2021. And don't forget to keep in touch as well, too. You've been absolutely amazing.
Great. Well, thank you. Really appreciate it.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real-life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. You know, it talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamoshenzea.com. Missing. Available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.